Hey everybody, it's Greg from parkjourney.com. So here we are today with another update from Universal Studios Hollywood. We're going to run down some stuff about Super Nintendo World, and as you can see behind me, definitely going to talk about Halloween Horror Nights preparations. As you can see, if you've seen some of our earlier videos, trying something a little bit different today, trying to make these videos more fun, more interactive, more exciting, better than just looking at me in my drab office. I'm actually upstairs in my closet, believe it or not, trying this out with a green screen and see how this works. So this gives me a little bit more freedom to just be myself instead of all the other people in the house being, around where my desk is downstairs. So hopefully this will improve the video a little bit. Hopefully you'll all enjoy it a little bit. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would greatly appreciate your feedback on this new format. Obviously, I think I need a new webcam at some point, so we'll get there as we start doing more of these videos. But as I said, we're gonna dive into a Universal Studios Hollywood and Horror Nights update. Before we get into it, make sure you click below to subscribe to our channel. We would greatly appreciate it. So on Sunday, my wife and I actually headed out to Universal Studios Hollywood for kind of a date day. We didn't get there till the early afternoon, probably 12:30 or 1 o'clock. We had to go to LAX, pick somebody up later on in the evening. So we figured, Universal is closer to LAX than our house, so might as well go ahead and go have a few hours of fun. This is actually my wife's first time back at Universal since January of 2020. So she hadn't done the tasting event with me or any of the other opening stuff. So she was pretty excited to get back and, have some butterbeer and all that good stuff. So like I said, we got to the park about 12:30 or 1. And before we headed into the park, we actually stopped over at Curious George to take a look at the construction for the two Halloween Horror Nights mazes that are in this area. So the thinking here is that the one closest to the Curious George parking structure is going to be for Haunting at Hill House. Just the way that the facade is looking, things like that, it's definitely looking more like a house versus anything else in that area. And then the other one that's back there closer to the tram road is rumored to be a return of Pandora's Box from 2019. They also had some boxes out here where it's rumored to be Pandora. I'll put a picture up here that is circled. I'm not sure if those are the boo boxes or anything like that. And if anybody knows, drop a note in the comments. Would love to kind of figure out what that actually is in those boxes there. And then before we leave this area, just a quick look over at the construction going on in the far back corner of the lot. Now, these are rumored to be sound stages to replace some of the sound stages on the lower lot for future theme park expansion. So obviously pretty exciting to think that may be happening. More construction may be happening down on the lower lot sometime very soon. So in the park, we'll take a first look at Bride of Frankenstein Lives. Again, this was just announced last week. This was pretty much, the rumor that this was going to be that maze for quite a while. You can see here the book facade definitely is still a book. So they are kind of following the movie a little bit there in the facade here, and then obviously the Parisian courtyard. So if you've done Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood, you'll know kind of the size of this maze here. And they usually do a pretty good job of these mazes. We've had some really great mazes here over the years. One of the things that we did learn last week as well from John Murney is that the music will once again be done by Slash, which is great. He's done the soundtracks for the last few of the Universal Monster mazes, and it's always great. So hopefully we'll get a vinyl copy of this. Hint, hint. John Murdy and Slash. We'd love to have a vinyl soundtrack of all of these mazes that Slash has done the music for. And that is a Hollywood exclusive as far as the music is concerned. The Slash music will not be in Orlando. And then heading down to the lower lot from the studio tour here, you can see the backside of Super Nintendo World. They're doing a lot of work over in this area here. You can see some insulation being put into the area, obviously to keep the noise in and the noise out, depending on production down here on the lower lot, as well as future construction that we've kind of already hinted at. So it'll be interesting to see what's going on there. Some of the sound stages over on the left side, on the opposite end of the tram road from Jurassic World, are also being removed, and they're building some new, apparently some new sound stages there. The big sound stage where the voice was, where they filmed things like Frankenstein and all of that stuff, that is still there. They're working on it. I would assume that they are enhancing that sound stage. The voice has moved down towards the lower, where the parting of the Red Sea used to be, those new sound stages there. So they're definitely clearing some sound stages in this area. I don't think that classic soundstage is going to be for park expansion. I would imagine that is still going to be for production, just because of the nature of that. But then again, they've removed some sound stages here in the past as well. So right here between Transformers and Super Nintendo World, we have stage 29. This is going to be a maze for Halloween Horror Nights. There's been a lot of rumors of this over the last couple of months. At first, it was Haunting at Hill House, then possibly Beetlejuice. Turns out, the rumor is there's been pictures of it. They are online. This is going to be a return of The Exorcist. We had this maze back in 2016, and it looks like it's making a return to Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood this year. Now, this will probably be a little bit different than it was in 2016, just based on the location. If you'll remember, that maze was behind the Mummy. Not a whole lot of space back there to do a lot of big scenes, big scenic things. The mazes back, they did a really good job with Killer Clowns a couple years ago, but other than that, this maze is kind of flat sets and things like that usually. So I'm excited to see what they do with this as far as putting it in a soundstage. See if we get some of those big set pieces. The picture that I saw, I'm not going to post it in here because it's not my picture, and obviously it was a backstage picture, but the house looked amazing. It was definitely different than it was even in 2016. So definitely looking forward to having another go at The Exorcist out here at Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood. And just as we pass stage 29 here, just to look at some of the other sound stages here on the lower lot. Again, these are some of the oldest sound stages on the lot. And again, the rumor is they're building new sound stages to replace some of these for future park expansion. So again, we'll see what happens over the next couple of years. It should be a pretty exciting couple of years for the park. This has definitely been one of the parks that has had the most amount of activity over the last 10 years or so, and that doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. Speaking of moving things around, you'll see here this picture from the outside of the War of the World set. The Great Outdoors house has been moved to behind the War of the World set. Now, it was in Falls Lake, as you can see here. Everything in Falls Lake is pretty much gone. The trees have been trimmed. The house is gone. The foundation is still there. Not sure why they kept the house. I mean, it's like a 30-year-old house, but it is a practical set, so they could film inside that house as well. So I'm not sure if they're using it for something, maybe for the rumored terror tram that's coming to Halloween Horror Nights. Who knows? That'd be kind of cool to walk through or around that house for that. As far as Falls Lake, there was a post last week. Somebody had mentioned on Twitter that their studio tour driver said it was going to be a parking lot. I don't remember who it was. If it's you, leave a note in the comments so I can give you credit. I don't doubt that that's going to probably be what this is temporarily. I can't imagine this is going to be a parking lot for very long. It's just too valuable of a real estate. It is possible that they are going to move the tram garages over here, maybe to free up some space near on the upper lot. There's been rumors that they're going to develop that area of the park for theme park expansion for years. So maybe this is their chance. They're gonna put all the tram stuff storage over here, and then expand the area where the tram tour is right now, or where the studio tour entrance is right now. But we'll see. Lots of speculation there, obviously. So moving down to the lower lot, something that we definitely know is coming is Super Nintendo World. So here is a look from the second escalator as we're moving down. You can see, again, a lot of work being done on this over the past couple of months. When things were shut down last year, work pretty much, was standstill. It wasn't a whole lot going on. I'm sure there was stuff going on as far as manufacturing things and all that stuff and all the steel. But as far as, vertical construction, there wasn't really a whole lot going on. It has definitely picked up pace over the last couple of months here. And I would imagine that we're going to see a lot more here moving forward over through the next few months. Now, we also have to remember that, manufacturing materials are at a premium right now. It's more expensive to build things now than it was, 2 years ago. And then obviously the manufacturing process for a lot of things is taking longer. So we're not seeing the general pace that we see with, universal attractions. Usually, they're just doing things so quick and opening it up so quickly. I mean, look at Velocicoaster, for example. But that was probably pretty much already manufactured before, COVID hit. So we may have a little bit of delay. Again, they still haven't officially announced this. So who knows when it's going to actually open? At this point, I wouldn't think summer of next year that's going to be too soon. Maybe fall of next year, maybe winter of next year. But we'll see. And here's a look at it from the lower lot. Again, you can see a lot of stuff being worked on as far as different building things. They're going to probably seal this up pretty quickly here. You can see from the earlier part of this video that they did seal up the back part of that as well. And then back on the upper lot, we did see Waterworld to end our day. And the maze here was rumored to be Halloween 3 with Michael Myers. And if you are familiar with the Halloween franchise, you'll know that Michael Myers is not in Halloween 3. So now the rumor is that this is going to be Halloween Kills. It is definitely going to be Halloween Maze. And it definitely makes more sense to have Halloween Kills be the maze versus Halloween 3. Personally, I am not a fan of Halloween 3. I know that it's got some cult classic, following. I'm not a fan of it, to be honest with you. So I'm definitely looking forward to it if it's Halloween Kills. So before we wrap up, just a quick rundown of what we know about Halloween Horror Nights as of today. So again, upper lot, Waterworld queue area, Halloween, most likely Halloween Kills. I would say 80% likely it's going to be Halloween Kills. Again, makes sense. You've got the returning cast from the last Halloween movie. You got Jamie Lee Curtis. Movies coming out in October. Kind of a no-brainer. We'll see what happens with the rumored Halloween 3 maze in Orlando. Also on the upper lot, Parisian Courtyard, we've got Bride of Frankenstein Lives. Again, a new maze for the Universal Monsters. I hope they keep this trend going because I love it. I'd love to see a Wolfman come pretty soon. They did Frankenstein and the Wolfman in 2019, but I'd love to see a straight up Wolfman maze. It's my favorite of the classic Universal movies. I think that they should keep going with this. And again, the music is going to be by Slash. Again, the music is an exclusive here at Hollywood with the Slash music. Orlando will have its own soundtrack. As far as The Walking Dead, have not heard anything. There is a rumor that The Walking Dead is coming. I wouldn't doubt it right now. I think it's going to probably depend on staffing. As I said in our last video, just, if it's not going to, if they're not going to have a lot of people for staffing, you're going to leave something out. Walking Dead is probably the one that you're going to leave out. Lower lot, we've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre Behind the Mummy, which was just announced last week. And then again, the rumor for stage 29 is going to be The Exorcist, which right now will put it at about 75 to 80%. Hopefully we'll get an announcement of that over the next couple of weeks. And then finally, the Curious George lot, we've got Haunting at Hill House, and we've got the rumor of Pandora's Box returning. Now, I'm happy with this one coming back. Again, I think it's a great idea to bring back some of these original mazes. I would have preferred Holidays at Hell just because it's one of my favorite mazes all time at Halloween Horror Nights. And it's got Turkey Loki, who, as far as I'm concerned, is the best character ever at Halloween Horror Nights. Don't at me, but go ahead. I will fight you on this. And then we also have rumors that the Terror Tram is coming. So we'll see what happens with that. Again, I think a lot of that, again, is going to depend on staffing. The Terror Tram takes a lot of staffing to have going every night for Halloween Horror Nights. And then when they first started talking about Halloween Horror Nights, there was a rumor that there were not going to be scare zones. That rumor has switched around, and they are talking about scare zones in the upper lot and the lower lot. So we'll see what happens there. Again, staffing is probably going to be an issue here. But the good thing about scare zones is it means chainsaw chase out, which is one of our favorite things ever at Halloween Horror Nights. We love it so much. I'll link here to the video from our chainsaw chase out from 2019. It's just super awesome. If you've never done it, it's the very last thing at the park. All of the monsters from the Terror Tram and all the scare zones come out, and they basically chase people around with chainsaws. It's just one of those cool things. All right, that's kind of pretty much wrap it up. We will be at the Awaken the Spirits convention being put on by Midsummer Scream in mid-August. Halloween Horror Nights is doing a presentation on Saturday, so I don't think John Murdy will be there. He's probably still going to be stuck in Ireland, but hopefully maybe we'll get an announcement or some other things. There's also announcements of some other Halloween Horror Nights thing on the actual show floor, so we'll definitely be checking that out. There's going to be some other presentations. Fright Fest is going to be there. Delusion, Rotten Apple 907, Winchester Mystery House. Lots of great stuff is going to be there at Awaken the Spirit. So we're definitely looking forward to getting back and seeing our Halloween family. This weekend, we will be at the Warner Brothers Studio Tour in Burbank. So definitely looking forward to checking out the full tour of that. We did the media day about a month or so ago, but we didn't get to see the full tour. So definitely looking forward to that. And then next week, we will be at Disneyland on Tuesday and Wednesday. So DC on Tuesday and Disneyland on Wednesday. And we'll be posting things, obviously, from those couple of days at Disneyland. A lot of stuff going on. It's the busy summer season. And then we'll get right into Halloween right after that. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.